Before the flood, before the cleansing, before the world was remade, there was a story so ancient and so unsettling that scholars debated whether it should even be read aloud. Hidden inside Genesis, waiting. What if the greatest forbidden love story in all of human history was not myth, not legend, but recorded as fact? What if angels, beings of pure light, who stood in the very presence of God, looked down at the earth one day and felt something they were never supposed to feel? And what if what happened next was so dangerous, so catastrophic, that the only solution was to flood the entire earth and start again? This is not mythology. This is Genesis 6. Let's go back, further than Rome, further than Egypt, back to a time when the world was young, when the skies felt closer, and the boundary between the physical and the spiritual was thinner. In those days, there existed beings known as the Watchers. Their role was simple: watch, observe, guard the order of creation, maintain the line between heaven and earth. They were not meant to interfere. They were not meant to descend. They were certainly not meant to want. But Genesis chapter 6 records something most Sunday school lessons skip right over. It says, "The sons of God saw that the daughters of men were beautiful, and they took them as wives." The sons of God. In the original Hebrew, the phrase is B'nai ha-Elohim. And every time that phrase appears in the Old Testament, it refers to one thing only: heavenly beings, angels. Imagine what that means. Beings who existed before time, who had witnessed the birth of galaxies, who had never known longing or desire. And then they saw her, a woman, walking in the early morning light. And something cracked open inside them that had never cracked before. The ancient book of Enoch, quoted directly in the New Testament, gives us even more detail. It names their leader, Semyaza. He gathered 200 watchers on the summit of Mount Hermon and made them swear an oath together. Because he knew what they were about to do was wrong. He knew the consequences. But desire had overridden wisdom. So they swore. Together. They descended. They left their divine assignment. They crossed the line that was never meant to be crossed. And they came to earth, not as conquerors, but as lovers. What came from these unions was not ordinary. Genesis 6 verse 4 tells us plainly, "The Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of God